Helsinki in Finland is the world's coldest capital, so it's completely covered with snow and overrun with polar bears, except for a couple of months in the middle of summer. True fact. But before I tell you all about what to see in Helsinki, click the subscribe button so you won't miss any new videos coming out on this channel. Alright, I might have been fibbing just a little bit about the snow. In fact, in winters all the streets and sidewalks are heated up and completely snow and ice free. I bet the city is quite beautiful in wintertime, but I have a hard time imagining that it's prettier than on a warm summer evening like this. The harbor area is a nice spot. You'll find a Ferris wheel called the Helsinki Sky Wheel, where you can actually book a sauna cabin. It's pretty expensive though, hundreds of euros, so just do it if you're with a bunch of friends. Lots of people get drunk here as per a Finnish tradition, and some also dip their toes in the Alas sea pool once they get intoxicated enough. It looks awesome, but way too cold for my taste. Anything below 30 degrees Celsius, that's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, would freeze my nether regions off. A pedestrian bridge from here leads to the market square. The bridge is filled with lovelocks, but it's not exactly Pont d'Art, or however you say it. You know, that famous bridge over in Paris. From the market square you can take boats to Suomenlinna, a sea fortress that was built in the 1700s, back when Finland belonged to Sweden. It's a World Heritage Site, so you be sure to check it out. Unlike me, who didn't have time to go there this time. At the market square you can find a ton of unnecessary things for sale. Just look at this awful fridge magnet I bought. Cute pupper though. Moving west from the market square brings you to the city center and the Esplanade, a nice green park-like area in the middle of the shopping district. You also find a lot of stores to browse, and when we visited there was a live band playing outside of Hard Rock Cafe. Quite nice. There seems to be a lot of things happening in Helsinki, despite it being a small city. We walked past ads for this photo festival, for example. Even when there are no events, Helsinki is a gorgeous city to look at. Alvar Aalto is a famous Finnish architect that has, well, nothing to do with the buildings I'm showing right now. I just wanted to name drop him while I show you, for example, the Uspensky Cathedral, the main cathedral in the Finnish Orthodox Church, located in the harbor area. But even cooler than that is the Helsinki Cathedral, with its neoclassical style and bright white appearance. I think it's built from local light-colored granite, just like many other buildings in Helsinki. That's where Helsinki gets its nickname as well, the White City of the North. Sounds a bit like something from Game of Thrones, doesn't it? But of course, exactly the day we wanted to go inside, this bloody cathedral was closed for a wedding. Oh well. At least we got a marvelous view of the Senate Square from up by the cathedral. So what else can you do in Helsinki? You can walk the streets and feel like a regular drunk Finn, or you can shop for crappy souvenirs in small shops, or you can rent an electric scooter and see some gorgeous sights. This area is in the northern parts of town, but you can also take a trip along the east side of the quay, along the water from the harbor. That road is perfect for scooter riding and watching the forest of small boat masts. Or you can take a taxi. You still get a good view that way. In fact, if you want to go to Korkeasaari, the Helsinki Zoo, I recommend a taxi. It's just 20 euros and the zoo is a bit off across some bridges and islands. Korkeasaari is a pretty nice zoo. It's very lush and green, and you can see some interesting animals, like a Galapagos tortoise that shares living space with a fennec fox. That fox is just so cute. And I love the raccoons. We don't have them natively in Europe, so I was really happy to see them here. Peacocks run all around the place, and there are many other cool animals to see. Like monkeys and lions and leopards and tigers. I just had to rub this little guy for luck. I think he liked it as much as I did. Since I am an amusement park geek, I had to visit Linnanmäki as well. It was not the best amusement park I've ever visited, but not the worst either. Some of the rides were really cool, and I have to mention a couple of roller coasters especially. Vuoristorata is a wooden coaster that was built in 1951, and it was surprisingly fun to ride. Simple but some nice bunny hops. Ukko is a freaking insane ride. It's very rough and you actually hang upside down for a while. I can't say that it was good per se, but it was very interesting, so give it a go. Kirano is just a smaller version of Insane in Gröna Lund, Sweden, which in turn is a better version of Green Lantern in Six Flags Magic Mountain. You can give it a go as well. But something you really must ride at Linnanmäki is Taiga, an Intamin LSM coaster new for 2019. Bloody heck, this is a really nice ride. I found it better than Helix in Liseberg, Sweden, and almost as good as Taron in Phantasialand, Germany. Other than that, the park isn't all that impressive. Don't expect to spend a full day here, but it was fun to see and worth a visit for Taiga and Ukko if nothing else. Normally I stay in 3 or maybe 4-star hotels, but on this trip we decided to splurge a bit. We found a hotel in the harbor that has rooms with a private sauna. That was the best investment ever, go for it. And speaking of the harbor, that's one of the ways you can arrive in Helsinki, with a boat from Stockholm. You get a wonderful view of both cities this way. And if the weather is good, you can enjoy some time watching the archipelago while you have a relaxing beer. The boats themselves are a bit kitschy and run down, but there are restaurants and nightclubs and some games and gambling. And it's an affordable way to have some fun and transportation at the same time. Oh, and apparently you can bring dogs. We like dogs. But what's the big idea with having a smoking lounge right next to a cafeteria? We don't like. All in all, Helsinki is a good place for a weekend trip. You will be mesmerized by the beauty and you will likely have a good time overall. Get a room with a sauna and ride a scooter around the city. Don't miss that. Well, that's all for now. Have a great day.